I'm just real proud to be here, but I'm going to go on and let you know why I'm running. Some of you, I know, have heard this before, but the reason I'm running is my son Greg. And my son Greg right now is in the West Point Preparatory School in New York. He volunteered for Iraq, and I'm so proud of him for doing what he did, because most young people wouldn't have done that. And he was there for 17 months. He only came home for 2 weeks in that 17 months. Only 2 weeks. And he stayed in Baghdad, in the green zone. And when he did come home, he and I had a real father and son talk. And at the end of that talk, he goes, "Dad, if you feel that way, why don't you run for Congress? And one day I'm going to get even with him." But I'll tell you, there was one event that really changed my life. And that is when he was in Baghdad one day, he called up on a cell phone from Baghdad, which was wonderful. We'd be out in the park and he'd call us. "Hi, oh, this is great, we're talking to Baghdad. My son, you're okay." But this one day, he called about midnight, Baghdad time, and we're having a really nice conversation. I'm asking him, "How are you?" He's going, "It's great." "Oh, it's hot." "You know, Dad, you can't believe 119 degrees. You know, and suddenly I hear helicopters flying overhead, and I hear people yelling and screaming. And I hear gunfire. And I can tell you to this day, the emotion is so strong in me. To have held that up to my phone and yelling into the phone, "Greg, are you okay? Are you okay?" Finally, he gets back on the line in his very nonchalant way. He goes, in a kind of a happy way, I guess. He goes, "It's okay, Dad, they weren't aiming at me." Well, I didn't need to hear that, but I said, "Don't you ever do that again." Not something he planned. But that's why I'm running, and I'm going to keep right on running. We're going to beat this guy this year. Yes. There's no doubt about it, because this is a man who called Cunningham his friend. He called Tom DeLay his friend. He voted for torture. And he doesn't represent the middle class of this district. He represents himself. And that's why we have to get him out of office. It's about the people. And I think the Republicans, those moderate Republicans, middle class, they know this as well. And that's why we're going to make a difference this year. And I'm going to get to Congress, and I'm going to make a difference.